Hey there, Toonami faithful, and welcome back aboard Toonami Absolution, where we talk about the shows that make us us and the shows that made you you. Once again, we are your hosts. My name is Alex.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John. Bionicle, The Mask of Light, released September 16th, 2003. Toonami debut, April 17th, 2004. Should we get into why I picked this?
We continue to torture Sam.
Yes.
Well, yeah. So, John, as you like to ask us why we pick certain things we highlight, why did you pick Bionicle, The Mask of Light?
So, for context, when we were having our meeting picking the next three films, and when you're imagining this, audience, please imagine the school council scenes from Rutina. But
Yes.
rather than trying to find the Rose Bride, we're looking for DVD copies of Space Ghost. Just have that image in your head. You two came up with two films, well, really, Pokemon and Iron Giant, and I realized that we kind of have two weird themes going on with those. The main one is it's Toonami movies that don't feel like Toonami movies. Like, I think if you're on Pointless and the topic was Toonami movies, those would be the pointless answers no one would think of. Because Pokemon is more associated with Cartoon Network in general. Iron Giant isn't really it is a sci-fi movie, but not Toonami sci-fi. And the second theme was movies I have weird personal connections to. Bionicle, The Mask of Light fits both of these categories, because why was this on Toonami? But I specifically remember this would have been when I was quite young. I quite liked Bionicle when I was a kid. But I won a contest. It was from either my local newspaper or my local radio station, did one of those giveaways. And I won this film, one of the Bionicles, and some of the masks. And the film was on DVD. We didn't have a DVD player at the time, so I never watched it. I think by the time we got one, I was just I didn't care anymore. I was too old. And young me dodged a bullet. Young me really dodged a bullet, because this film, let's just get out of the way. There are probably people here who love Bionicle, who know all the lore inside out. I know several of you people. I'm old. I do not understand it. I've tried. If you wonder why I sound quiet for the other episodes this week, it's because I spent at least 40 hours this week trying to make sense of what Bionicle's lore is.
John put way more effort into understanding Bionicle than I did, because I also tried to dive a little bit into the lore, and I hit the wall on TV tropes that I hit genuinely made me go, nope, I can't do this. I dropped out of my PhD program for a reason.
Do you ever read something and feel suddenly older? That's what reading. There was a 45-minute YouTube video I found, and credit to the guy, it was a very well done video, but I was just like, I have watched Primer and I understand Primer, but Bionicle lore may be what kills me.
So there's a lot that's going on in this film. It's just on a basic level, aesthetically, it kind of has that early CG, a little more advanced than Beast Wars, but not by a lot. Not by a lot.
Not by a lot.
I will say the character animation in this is pretty good.
Yeah, I like it when they open their little mechanical mouths. That's cool. That's funny. They do that a lot, by the way.
They do.
There's a not lacrosse blitzball game in this.
That was my highlight of the movie, when they're like, we got to play Kohai, is what they call it. And I see the sticky ads, like, is this going to be space lacrosse? As a Canadian, I felt a moment of pride. It's like, finally, we're getting some representation. There are no good This may be the best lacrosse movie by the virtue of being the only lacrosse movie.
Lacrosse is in the first American Pie, but
I stand corrected.
Bionicle,
the energy is different.
Yeah, we get to see them do the wave. That's something that happens. There's fights in green caverns, because green is like, if you're doing a CG animated thing, chances are it's either going to be red or green lit. So we get some kind of green lighting.
We get the Silent Hill fog for most of those scenes as well, which is
Silent Hill fog.
Yeah. It's going to be in the dark and it's going to be foggy, so you don't have to look for the background. Cool.
Who needs to animate anything?
Yeah. But yeah, there's it's tropical. I remember Bionicles, because by the time Bionicles became a thing, which would be the early 21st century, I think I had stopped with the action figures and Legos at that time. But I remember still, obviously watching Toonami and seeing ads for like Bionicles, and I was like, oh, why are they always like tropical? And watching this movie, I'm still like, why is this tropical?
We spent a good bit of the film in the jungle, but yeah, we kind of, This is basically it's very Avatar in that we have all these nations. They're all based on different elements.
Yes.
Bionicle walked
last.
so Avatar could run.
Yeah, I suppose. Well, Greg Wiseman's one of the co-writers on this thing, and he's like, I mean, he's an animation writing legend. He had been writing at least as far back as like Gargoyles.
Oh yeah, he's very good, which is
yes,
yes.
Leads us to this.
I do want to point out that this movie is about an hour long in total.
70 minutes.
It feels like the length of a Lord of the Ring. Like it feels longer than it.
I'll be honest, I had to stop midway through this movie. I just had to take a break. I couldn't get to the end in one sitting, which is, again, I watch Primer quite often. I really enjoy Primer. So the fact I couldn't get through this, I will say, I think the two big problems with this film for me is that the first scene is proper noun overload with zero. But I get that they were expecting you to come in with some knowledge, but this is a terrible job of setting the scene. Like, it's like, what is going on? Who are these people? What are all these random words you're throwing at me?
Yeah.
It doesn't help. They all sound very similar. There's a lot of like stuff starting with M, and it's like, well, cool.
Yeah, there's like Makuta and Toa and just a lot of, it's very, yeah.
Oh, we should make a note.
Polynesian theming.
I should bring into that. The Maori did sue Lego over their Bionicle line because of some of the wording they used. They did not like Lego using their cultural words of profit. I think they either won or Lego settled. Lego would go on to change a lot of these names in later versions of Bionicle. We're going to be defaulting to the ones used in this film just because it's easier. But yeah, obviously, don't go using these words now. It was a very bad move by Lego, and I'm glad they saw sense on this one.
And it's a very bad movie.
It's a very bad movie. So,
which then got 2 sequels, so they didn't see their sense on that.
They didn't get 2 sequels. They got 2 prequels.
They did get 2 prequels. Yeah.
We should explain this. The watch order for these films is truly bonkers because the next 2 films they have are prequels, but they're not straight prequels. So, to quote a watch guide I read, to enjoy Bionicle's films, you should watch Bionicle 2: Legends of Metro Nui, but stop before the final scene.
There's a watch guide?
Yes.
Why?
Then go to Bionicle 3: Web of Shadows, but stop before the final scene of that film. Then watch the rest of Bionicle 2. Then watch Bionicle: The Mask of Light. Then go back to Bionicle and watch the end of Bionicle 3. So basically, this is like trying to watch End of Evangelion within the main series.
Yeah.
You'd be happy to know this is the Mask of Light is the 16th overall piece of media in the complete Bionicle chronological guide. There's a lot of comics and books and other things. I went, I'll read some of the books, some of the comics, get a bit of a grasp on it. And I saw this was 16th. So I'm not going to have time.
I did as a child. I did not have a lot of engagement with Bionicle except for the GBA game that was given to me as a birthday gift by a relative who I had not seen in 10 years. So this was one of those things like, you like video games, right? Look, it has Lego on it. Sure.
I have returned with the Bionicle game.
If I recall the game correctly, it wasn't a bad game. I just didn't understand any of what was going on in it. It was a solid, like, little action adventure game for the GBA, but it didn't make any sense. So I'm glad that this carries over into the movie. That also doesn't make any sense.
I had some of them. I think I had all of the 6 main characters by the end. So I'm not sure if this was coming in the US, but for a while, a UK chain of gas stations had a Bionicle thing going on where if you stamped a card enough, you'd just get one of them free. So I think I literally got one free because a couple of in my family drove a lot for work and they'd have to expense the gas, but they'd still be able to get the stamp. So I had all the 6 main guys. But I didn't know any of the lore. I just kind of knew they were different colors. This led to me being very confused at the end of this film because, so near the end of this film, there's 2 kids. They go on an adventure, happy fun times. One of the kids dies.
Yes.
So I was under the impression the things the Bionicles wear on their face are masks. And because there is a face under on the toy. But no, that's apparently their face. And then for the last act of the film, they're carrying around this dead kid's face and waving it around and sticking it on things. Like, the idea is like, oh, he was the herald, he'll be your herald going forward, which I kind of get. It's weirdly Warhammer in that it's basically like, here's the body of the ever-living saint the Sisters of Battle carry with them. Except it's a child and it's just their face.
Isn't there? I mean, there's a scene where like our hero rises out of the water a la Apocalypse Now. Isn't part of his face exposed?
His mask is broken because the one guy gets his mask destroyed. That's when he starts glowing green and no one notices.
Right. So is like his face broken?
I guess they don't. Because at the end, because spoiler alert, the character we've been following the whole time isn't looking for the hero. He is the hero because that's a bloody cop out. He puts the other mask over his already masked face. It doesn't fit either, which is really annoying.
Yep.
So I guess that's a mask, and the other ones are just their faces. Because I knew for the toy they had the blind bags with the different masks you get with different styles. So yeah, I guess not. I guess those are just their faces.
Okay.
I'm sure I'm going to get a 2,000 word email explaining this to me in great detail, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not reading it.
I was thinking it was more like a Majora's Mask situation where, like, you know, any mask you put on, you like take on the powers and abilities of this like corpse that is now inhabiting you. Like that was kind of
that is lore accurate to Majora's Mask. Yes.
Like, spoiler alert for a 40-year-old game, Link is constantly being possessed by the ghosts of the damned and the dead.
Can we talk about how whenever he does that, you can hear his bones rearrange as he puts on the transformation masks?
It's true. It's messed up.
I love how Sam got, the second he found an opportunity to get out of the Bionicle hole, he was...
Oh, yeah.
He's like, what will distract them? Majora's Mask. I love Majora's
Thank
Mask.
you, Alyx. Woo!
You're welcome. I gave you a little release valve right there.
This needed a moon to hit him.
Do we want to talk about the Darth Vader Bionicle? I don't know.
the evil guy. So the actual that bit of the lore is perfectly acceptable classic myth. We have a good god, a bad god. They hate each other. Bad god slays the good god. Year of darkness. And now we've got to go find the bad god, kick him in the shins, and free the good god again. Yeah. Perfectly acceptable. Except the bad god basically sits around going, "Oh, I'm evil. I'm going to send him." Actually, I'm going to come on to this now. What the big problem with this film is for me is there's an absolute lack of escalation. Because so we have him send his weird slug sons, the three Kahai, the warriors. So we have this big thing, then Ice Guy, who is kind of our Vegeta lone wolf type, freezes them in a lake, and they are dead. And he goes, "Oh, my sons." And you think, okay, cool. So now he's going to have to come out onto the battlefield, surely. No, he just makes 3 more of them. So it's like, what was the point of any of this if you're just going to bring them back again? In the same way we have we have the fear beam thing, and then people just start tanking it like it's nothing. It's like, well...
I do have to admit, this movie does commit, for me, the greatest movie sin. I have a firm belief that it is better for a film to be bad and interesting than boring. This is a firm thing in my heart. Like, I will accept a movie being absolutely garbage if it is doing it in an interesting and fun way. Like, I genuinely love the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen movie. Genuinely love it. It is a garbage film, but it is interesting and it is fun. Batman vs. Superman is boring as hell, and that is what makes that movie unwatchable. I think that this movie has some cool ideas in there, but the problem for me is that it's boring to watch.
Yeah, that's entirely my thing. I was say I thought this was worse than Johnny Quest, because at least Johnny Quest had enough stuff happening that you felt that this film feels like a series of web shorts they have stapled together. Because literally, the pattern of this film is after that intro section where they all play lacrosse and have a lovely French-Canadian time. We get the mask law drops. Like, we've got to find some guys. Then we go to a new place. We meet that tower. The evil guys come, knock it down. They go to the next place, meet that tower. The evil guys, and we just do that basically 4 times, and nothing changes between that. Like, if you cut 3 of those tower out, you would not notice because the characters don't change. The biggest we get is the one gets his temptation to darkness moment, but then he just leaves the other guy behind and then changes his mind. He doesn't affect his character going forward. No one feels like they're going anywhere. The closest we get is the red guy gets eviled, but we fix that by pinning him down and spraying water at him, which does work on dying people, I can confirm. Just spray some water at them. They stop being evil. But it's like nothing feels like it has weight. Like there's a thing in kids films. I think you can tell when a kids film is more of a commercial than it is a film. This just felt like I'm being marketed to. My main note when the lacrosse thing was going on is like, is this a set I can buy? Because I feel like I'm being shown a toy, not any form of story.
Is it? Can you buy it?
No.
Can you buy?
Oh,
you can buy all the little guys and all things, and the one does come with his stick, but yeah, you can't buy like the arena.
Oh.
That's unfortunate. That's a missed opportunity.
It really is. Lego, you failed us.
Well, also, if you think about like all the direct-to-video movies around this era, the first wave of direct-to-DVD movies, a lot of them were like, at least for younger audiences, like, you know, there's a whole line of like Barbie animated movies that
those movies are great.
I didn't comment on the quality.
Yet.
Those movies are great. They're so Dada. They're such a Dada-esque film series. I'm sorry. I was just like, how dare.
So again, no comment on quality, but yeah, so there was a lot of like tie-in movies. You know, a lot of the big blockbuster movies would get their own cheaply animated movies, like freaking like Van Helsing had its own prequel animated. Again, no comment on quality.
Sam is just looking for the hole still. He's like, fine, I can pull them somewhere else.
My point is, there's a lot of they flooded the zone, and of
Sam
course,
is right.
Yeah, they flooded the zone. There was Bionicle is one of those kind of things where it was like cross merchandising opportunity. Let's do it.
This is the era where Disney was running its brand to the ground beyond belief with direct DVD crap. So this fits. It just feels this just feels worse than most of them. I think it's because it is. There's just a lot wrong with this film. I think it tries to do a lot in a very short time. I think the biggest problem with this film is it can't settle as well. Like the ending sequence of this film, which we need to come on to because it is a whole thing, makes so little sense why have we been repeating this pattern when we should have that needed 20 minutes? Basically, they have a wrestle. They play lacrosse again, except they don't because there's no goals this time. Now you win by hitting your opponent with a ball made of a special fluid, which has a name. I cannot proto-mindine or something. It's something like that. It's in the comics. Again, I did not read the comics. I'm sorry. I value the time I have on this earth.
It's just an explosive metal ball, guys. It's just an explosive metal ball.
But then they fall into the water. They drown. Then the one comes out as it's actually quite coolly designed, like hybrid thing, where he's a bit of both. Which again, there's a logic there. Light and dark meet to make the sort of ultimate being. That's a classic trope. I was waiting for him to give the Goku dub. I am Super Saiyan, like to bring hope to the hopeless. So then they open a door to go wake up this god. The guy suddenly fails because he's like, I'm going to get crushed by a door and get myself killed. But I'm going to resurrect my dead kid friend first, and then here's my face has fallen off. And they go in, we have a little talk, and what this meant to happen, this ending sequence, is it's meant to show an underground village. However, the animation is so poor and it ends so quickly, you probably wouldn't realize that unless you'd read the plot synopsis. I had not read the plot synopsis and was deeply confused because the film just kind of stops. We never explain, like, is the villain still alive? I was like, okay, we're going to have the villain hand come out of the water because, he's still not dead. The adventure continues. No, apparently the villain is still dead, but the god isn't awoken because there's this whole new level under here now.
I wonder if the movie was a proof of concept to get a TV show that never happened.
No,
I thought there was a Bionicle TV show.
No.
Oh.
There were more movies and a lot of anime shows. So this was always set up for a sequel. That was the plan. So to quote Lego's 2003 financial reports, the Bionicle film, developed jointly by Lego Company and Miramax, got off to a flying start in the USA, where it was launched in mid-September. The film Bionicle Mask of Light was marketed on VHS and DVD in the United States and Canada, and within a week it earned the top spot as the best-selling VHS title in the US. On DVD, On the DVD chart, it was number 4. A sequel is in production. Because the first Bionicle movie was made in a year. It was always set up for this to be the sequel. This is why, during the Toonami broadcast, there is an alternative ending, which is only on the... So Toonami did this to promote Bionicle 2, Legends of Metro Nui, which, despite being a prequel, has a framing narration, which I guess makes it a sequel. Look, basically, the idea was they made a big deal of this alternative ending if you watch on Toonami. Then it's this alternative ending, spoiler alert, it's just a speech from a guy and some clips from the next movie basically saying, there's another movie out. You should go and watch it to learn what these masks and these little dudes are. I'm sure they're developed as characters.
Go get your mom's wallet, nerd.
I bet you if Toonami's broadcast has its own exclusive alternative ending, Lego was like, we're gonna pay you, Cartoon Network, a shit ton of money if you broadcast this movie and we've produced this ending. And Cartoon Network was probably like, fine. We're used to throwing stuff like the Iron Giant and just repeating it on loop. Let's do the same thing with Bionicle.
Oh, this was the whole promotion thing. So with this ending, the ending is really cheap. I think it might even be a different voice actor for the Sage because he sounds different. I'm not sure if that's just an issue of my DVD copy of the original movie and my horrible TV rip of the Toonami era. Could be that the track on it is terrible. But it is basically just clips of the next movie. I did check. They're just straight up like from the first 30 minutes. Him just talking. But if you went to the Bionicle website after it's aired, you had to answer a special question, which was, what does Vakuma say at the end of his speech? Vakuma is the guy giving the talk. And then you unlocked a special preview and screensavers promoting the second movie. This was a whole thing. And the previous year, Cartoon Network had done Bionicle sweepstakes for this movie's release. Cartoon Network was deep in the Bionicle hole and were being paid, I shudder to think how much, to promote this film heavily. It was a big deal. So this effectively was almost laying the foundation for some of the Toonami events we'd see later. Some of the Adult Swim stuff with that kind of tie-in. Yeah, he had to go to the website to learn. It was kind of like Baby's first ARG without any of the bits that made the ARGs fun. And this also had a secondary purpose. This was shown on a Saturday. So this was designed to promote Toonami's Saturday night Toonami movie block. Because basically Toonami, like we've moved to Saturdays, we want to start it in a big way. And I think it was a deliberate attempt to get as many viewers as we can into this Saturday slot to show that we're viable here. So how to do that? Kids, if you want to know about the next Bionicle movie, you have to see this broadcast.
I think it's worth kind of taking a minute to talk about, just because this movie is so bad, but I do want to talk about this particular marketing move that they were using in the early 2000s with those kinds of websites, like where you would have like a secret code or something that you had to go in on, or like I remember the Gorillaz CD that you could, if you popped it into your computer, it would unlock things on that website that you could do to get previews for like Demon Days and stuff like that. Yeah. I really kind of miss that era of advertising. I'm not gonna lie. I think it was much more creative and a lot more fun than modern day advertising. This is also me falling into the same camp as Sam, just looking for any excuse to like not talk about Bionicle.
I mean, what killed that was Majestic, which is one of my favorite pet topics.
Oh.
I wrote an article on it for a couple of years ago for Retro Dodo. No, long story short, Majestic was a game EA made. It was meant to be an ARG video game where it would like call you and send you faxes and emails about a lot of game developers who discover an alien conspiracy, then get killed. Unfortunately, it came out 2 months before September the 11th happened, and the EA realized, oh, we can't have this. So they pulled the plug for like 3 months. And when it came back, everyone was like, actually, this isn't fun anymore. And that kind of killed that kind of marketing forever because it was such a notorious waste of money on EA's part, which is a shame because if you like watching video footage of the most early 2000s men in the world, Majestic had you covered. I now need to find a Majestic promo on Toonami specifically so I can make this entire episode. Yeah, it was a big deal. Like Lego, the common accepted thing is that Bionicle saved Lego from bankruptcy. Yeah. That isn't true. They were in financial straits at the time. They probably wouldn't have gone bankrupt, but they were not doing well in the early 2000s.
I remember Bionicle being such a huge deal, though. Like, I remember seeing all those ads, and for me, like, it always kind of felt natural. I never watched this movie until this. I'll say that.
Have any of us seen this movie before this? I hadn't.
No,
Okay,
I've
good.
never seen it before.
I think I was aware of it. Like, I think I remember seeing like the DVDs at like Target or something.
I knew it existed.
Hmm?
I knew it existed.
Yeah.
I didn't have any real interaction with it other than the fact that this is a thing that my little cousins like.
Yeah. I mean, it was, it was just one of those things, man. Like this is one of those things that's of this era, right down to the animation style, the cross marketing. I still can't get over the Bionicles doing the wave in the stand. That for me is still like the moment where I was kind of like watching this where I'm like, and it's like relatively early on.
You're like, this is cinema. Shut up, Scorsese.
Yeah.
Standing up like you're in Citizen Kane.
Yeah. Just clapping
Oh.
stoically like Orson Welles. But the yeah, I mean, it's Bionicle, kids. It's the Mask of Light.
It's a Mask of Light, and it's it exists. It happened, and I will. Yeah, Lego did do big on the promotion for this. I want to bring up Legoland have a theme park. They have one in the UK, Legoland Windsor, which went Bionicle crazy for a short period. And I found a really funny announcement by the Lego company, like, our Bionicle events coming this summer: Bionicle Mask of Light, the fireworks show, and our new restaurant, Bionicle themed restaurant called the Bionicle Baguette Bar, which.
What did they serve? Please tell me you found a menu.
They just served sandwiches.
So it's just like a banh mi place?
No, like a ham sandwiches. This was Britain in the 2000s. We didn't have banh mi. We had ham and white bread, and if you were lucky, some sadness.
Okay.
Maybe cheese if you were wealthy.
If you were one of those fancy London types. We just licked the floor for sustenance. Okay, Barnacle's so bad we're doing the 4 Yorkshiremen sketch. You know how well this ends.
You'll have your plain crisps and like them, but the yeah.
I think the highlight of this whole thing for me is that the Toonami's promo for this, they did a big promotion for it to show off the adverts. They end it by saying, "This isn't your daddy's Lego," which I love, because if you listen to the podcast, you know I use that phrase all the time to mock terrible 90s advertising. It's rare to find it in the wild. Also, Tom, please stop presuming the status of my father. It's exceptionally rude of you.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Was this your daddy's Lego, by the way? Anybody?
Yeah, Sam, was it your daddy's Lego?
No, so here's a fun story about my dad and Lego. So when Lego was doing a big push to appeal to slightly older buyers, like, by which I mean like adolescent and even like low-level teenagers. I say low-level teenagers, like you get like become more of a mob boss as you get older.
Low-level
Which you do, but the one of their early attempts was a line of figures called Jack Stone. My dad's name's Jack.
Oh, cool. Aw, that's so sweet.
So of course he had to get some Jack Stone figures, because it's like me in the Serious Sam games. Serious Sam's last name is Stone.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
That's as good as it gets.
Bad news. There was what do you say the name was that set?
Jack Stone?
Jack Stone. There was a Jack Stone movie. I know. Yeah. Unfortunately, it wasn't shown on Toonami.
No, dang. I think for the best it wasn't shown on Toonami.
Yeah, we should, just as we're rounding off, to do a point to Rob earlier. This was the first Lego movie, by the way. The first feature-length Lego movie was this. Let's put it this way: things got better in that period where the Lego movie came up, even if it did annoy Tegan and Sarah fans.
I like Tegan and Sarah. I like their.
I love Tegan and Sarah. I'm not sure if you were like a fan when the Lego movie came out. Everyone turned on them because it was like, this is the most sellout thing you can do.
Yeah, everybody turned on Tegan and Sarah.
Because before the Lego movie came out, everyone presumed it was going to be everyone presumed the Lego movie was going to be this. Just like, here's some toys. And turned out actually it's quite good. But yeah, everyone's like, Tegan and Sarah have gone pop, and this is bad. We all like the
Go
early
pop. Did they not listen to Heartthrob? It's right there.
Yeah, but people have been hoping that was like a diversion, not not a whole thing. I'm a Tegan and Sarah fan, so I was in the middle of that when it went off. Like, well, I can't blame them for making money.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't think
How
those early
dare you.
albums sold well.
Yeah, yeah. Is it did they not like the Prime Video series? But I mean, there's other things you can
Oh,
How dare people make money off of their marketable skills?
how dare
Yeah.
people make money off their marketable barnacles?
Very
Yeah.
So,
marketable.
I've got
So
good
what are your
news.
final thoughts?
That's the good news.
I mean, it's at least with this we learn. I love how they say this, like every freaking children's thing that has this kind of like attempt at gravitas, like the way of the Bionicle. But like when they like kind of have that. Anyway, yeah. Bionicle's doing the wave. That's my final thought.
My thought is that the sequel film is on a list. It was shown on Toonami, and it is now sitting there talking to me like the Green Goblin mask. I'm gonna wait a while because yeah, don't watch this film. It's not good, and it's not even fun in a not good way. It is so far, I think, the hardest thing I've had to get through for this podcast, and it made me deeply consider quitting.
Damn.
And this was your suggestion too.
I know. So naturally, I would. As I said before, Chekhov's gun is going to go off in my face one day, and this was it.
Like, honestly, I'm in a similar boat. I will admit my ADHD riddled brain had a very hard time getting through this movie. It is not. If you are a person who enjoys things that have like interesting stuff happening in it, or like things in general, you probably are not going to like this movie. If you've been sitting in a room your entire life eating saltines and staring at a wall, you'll love this movie. I don't know how you got to the podcast, that's all you've been doing, but if that's the first thing you watch, you're going to be golden.
If you're
We
a kidnapping,
appreciate the listen.
We appreciate you listen. That this
Also,
is what you decided to break your
listen to
aesthetic.
listen to the advice on the phone on the side of the wall. The ghosts will tell you what to do.
They will
That's
tell you what.
That's how it works. I've checked.
But that does mean it is time to disembark back to your room with your saltines. That is right, we are going to disembark from Toonami Absolution. We want to thank you again for joining us to talk about the shows that made us us and the shows that hopefully did not make you you. Once again, we have been your hosts. My name is Alyx.
I'm Sam.
And I'm John.
And we'll see you next time. Bang.
Bionicle.